Hello, welcome back. I'm going to continue to talk about book Paimon and different subjects as well. Let's see what wants to come through. As I've said, I am very much connected with Paimon, and the book that I have written was in collaboration with his spirit. Even if, maybe there are people out there believe only in the material, which, of course, we're able to see, touch, and feel. At the same time, the way that spirit works and the way that things function are not always, it's not always caught by the eyes. So there's a deeper meaning, a deeper feeling that one has to go into, that one has to develop in him or herself to be able to understand a deeper meaning or a deeper connection to the spirit world. There has been a lot of, even me through my lifetime, it's almost like in some ways none's business what I do and what I believe in, but there are still people who have problems respecting others' choices, other beliefs, even if it's true, even if it's authentic or, is able, even to prove now through some type of work or some type of material work, let's say in my case a book, to say, well, it is a book, it has words inside, but the process and the experience that I have had writing this book, specifically Paimon, King Paimon book, has been outwardly, so to say. And that's my truth, and I stand by it. And, it does take some intellectual and philosophical and spiritual and emotional and mental work to be able to go into those deep waters and able to extract meaning and purpose and reason and many other treasures that one can find there. And it's not for everyone. Those ones who are not able to see, do, feel, sense, spirit, they should work on it. They should not say it doesn't exist just because they didn't do the work. I'm not a very competitive spirit, but sometimes we have to put the E on E, the point on E, and we have to speak truth, our truth. I encourage everyone to speak their own truth, no matter what the true truth may seem, may sound, may feel. Or, the senses that we have as humans are not only the medical senses that one can have. As I've said, if one lives their life in a medical, clinical, mental state only, it's almost like dipping only one arm in the water and saying it's too cold to enter. And saying, well, that water doesn't exist, it doesn't carry any meaning, when the truth is far away from that. In my experience in general, in writing, when I say I'm a writer, we are all into this modern area. Oh, I'm a writer. For me, it's not about the ego, but I would like to explain a little bit more what a writer is exactly and the work that goes into it. A writer is a prophet. A writer is a scribe. As a profession too in the past, there was the scribe who were able to write, and it's quite interesting because writing, scribing, or being a prophet in that way, through words, through meaning, it is not ego-boosting work, especially when one is connected with spirit, and one has to understand the deeper meaning of that work that one does, So when I say that being a writer is being a prophet, it's absolutely true. Because the knowledge, the ideas, the books, from where they come, it is from source, it is from God. And I know 100% that God asked me to do this work that I am doing. And it is more important work than my normal job as a teacher or anything else that I have to do, not willingly, to be honest. Even if I studied and I'm a teacher, it is a job. It is not my calling in the meaning of the work that I do as a writer, which is my higher calling. Okay, there is a higher calling that everyone has if they are willing to search for it. So it's almost like I reached that finish line, and I have crossed it many times, and it does require faith, and it does require a lot of strength. Spiritual work is not easy work. It's not to say I woke up one day and my third eye opened and I just saw the world and things just flew to me. I went through many years of active work in this field, and if one understands, if one has this job given by God, because this is given by God, you have been prepared all your life to reach that line. So it is not a casual entertaining activity. It has deeper, higher meaning. I say deeper and higher because it goes into the depth and it goes into the height, or the other way around. But it does require of one to go in deep waters and being connected with a higher source. So it's almost like the modern world always likes to take away the deeper meaning or the higher calling, and we call each other, oh, I'm a writer, but one has to understand the word, what that really means, no? When I was writing Paimon book, it has been very high spiritual understanding and connection towards Paimon that I reached out towards him, almost like I reached my hand towards that darkness, towards that abyss, and I have trained myself to do that. I have had experience where I remember in the past I was even scared to contact Anubis. I really love Egyptian culture, and it is part of my heritage, of my spiritual soul heritage. We all have not only a physical heritage, which is okay. I've been born into this family, to these parents, and I'm born into this culture, and I'm, whatever that means. Our soul is free of that, and our soul carry a different heritage line. And mine is Egyptian, Azteca, Maya. So I have different visions that I've had from my past lives, and it's almost like I'm still searching in that pool, in that abyss, to receive even more information. But I know quite a lot because I have, it's almost like I haven't necessarily actively searched for things. Sometimes are given, but of course there is always the seed, there is always the wish of the soul, to understand and to go deeper. So even if I say, well, I was born into this family and I have my mother and my father, there are my physical parents in this world, but my spiritual parents is different. I have my celestial family, my celestial parents, and I have my soul, of course, that went through different incarnations, different cultures, different times, eras, and so on and so forth. That's my belief, that's my experience, and at the same time, I believe in God. God is my highest source. I have been in moments in my life where there was only the end, and I can definitely say that God saved me, and only through God I made through. I felt God's hand pulling me out of almost like spiritual death, or almost moments where I gave up, and I felt really into those moments of those spiritual journeys or spiritual cleaning of the soul, which are actually very, very painful. If someone has traveled or has undertaken some type of spiritual works, understands me very well, how painful, how difficult are those moments. This is not for the easy-hearted, okay? It is hard, deep work. And in those moments where you are at that point, you literally feel the hand of God pulling you up, pulling you out from there. And that's like the divine grace, the divine love, that one is saved through God. So I had visions with God. I went many times to God. The first time that I showed myself in front of God, I was very scared. And then I did it, and I was welcomed with honor by God. And I know I'm daughter of God, and God loves me very much. And this is not me saying some scripted line that I have learned just to save my soul in that meaning. I will never sell anything. I'm very authentic, and I always love to speak the truth. And that's the honest truth that I can, tell anyone if I want to share even deeper things that I'm sharing in this recording. So the spiritual work, it is not the easy work, and one has to be very brave and has to break some limiting beliefs, or it's almost like you have to break some doors. You have to sometimes jump into the cold water. You have to go into dark places that other people are too afraid, or, maybe it is not for them, it is for you. So it is like a spiritual calling or a higher calling that one feels. I've had many experiences through life, in physical form, or through my senses that I have experienced that I cannot explain. And if I were to tell anyone, will say, well, it's not possible, or you just imagine that, or but I don't believe that. I'm very rational, but in the same time I almost honor my sensitivity, and I honor my talents and my gifts and my abilities to sense things that are not obvious to the physical eye, or only to the physical eye, And with Paimon has been an experience like that. I've had very beautiful visions with Paimon. And since I have written a book, I have a very special connection with Paimon. As I've said, there's not one day that goes that I'm not talking to Paimon, or I'm, communicating with him, or I listen to him, or I meditate. And I'm very proud of the book. I find it's absolutely amazing. I think without his help, or without the celestial help, or my spiritual family, or any type of help, sometimes maybe I receive help from sources that I don't even know, and I want to thank them through this time, just to show my gratitude and to thank them for all the support and all the inspiration, because I know I'm just almost like a medium that all this information is able to come through. And because I trust it and I know it's truth, I'm opening myself as a channel for this information, for this higher knowledge. I have studied many years. I have studied at universities. I've learned many different languages. I've had to go through many exams, and it was all interesting. But the spiritual knowledge is just so different. And it is encapsulating. It is overwhelming, but in a beautiful way. I have learned there is nothing to be scared of. And the spiritual journey has taught me to be even more brave than I thought that I am, and it almost has honored me and has gifted me some very beautiful books and some very beautiful experiences, which I'm extremely grateful to. So I'm 100% sure that almost to say, like the mundane world, I see it through different eyes, and sometimes I'm not very much interested in it, because I have crossed on into the spiritual realm, which is, I will not say necessarily interesting, which it is, but it has so much knowledge and so much meaning, and there's a lot of truth, a lot of seeds to be planted, and there's almost incomprehensible for one's mind, almost like one has to be able to open even more to that type of knowledge. Even when one paints, it's the same thing. You open yourself and you receive the divine inspiration, the divine source, the divine talent, that can flow through one. And I really truly believe that everyone is capable of being the best painter, the best anything that they want, once they open themselves to that channel and commune with spirit, commune with God. They always say, well, now I'm a river that flows, my water is clean, I'm able to nourish the earth, I'm able to nourish the plants, I'm able to grow, I'm able to bring something to light, I'm able to bring something into the material through the help of the spiritual. So the things are very much connected. One can see the spiritual is not a very far away place, that it's very close, and they are very much connected. One has to learn how to retain the source, no, and say, well, I'm a vessel, I'm a body, I'm spirit, I'm soul, and I'm part. That's part of my heritage. It's part of I'm part of my celestial family. I'm an important part in their world, in their spirit world, and I am the physical form of them, and I know they are with me. I'm not alone, 100% sure not alone, and they are helping me, they are guiding me, they are giving me ideas, they are giving me inspiration, they are giving me the answers, they are giving me a lot. So the spiritual world is the sun and the air, and the material is like the seed. That's why it's important to communicate, and say, well, I will love to paint, and I'm a source of the talent of the divine talent, of divine grace of God, and God is working through me, and I'm able to create something beautiful. And a creation is always a act of love, because it is for somebody else. It is not a selfish act. I don't write and paint for me. Of course I do, because I enjoy it, but the purpose of it is for other people as well. And for God, it doesn't matter if you have 40 followers or if you have 4 million. Well, in a way, it does matter. Actually, I found out the people who have very little followers, their content is much more divine than those ones who have millions. Things as are in the material world are a little upside down, and things, when you work on your spiritual eye, you're able to see things as they are, and one can understand the illusion of the material world. Interestingly, even when we say the material world is real because we can touch, we can feel, this is real, well, one has to meditate a little bit on that. For me, the spiritual is much more real and much more true and much more honest and much more authentic than the material world will ever be. Cannot be. That's my resolution. That's my decision. And there is a lot of things that one can say, and there is a lot of things that one can learn, and everyone is allowed to go on their journey without being judged, hushed away, try to be put down for the things they believe and the things that they find true for themselves. If God knows that I'm right, and God knows my soul, and God knows, and I know that God is with me, it doesn't matter what any human tells me. I know myself, I know my journey, I know my place in the world. And success is not told by material things, not at all. One can be very rich in material world and extremely poor in the spiritual. And there is a time when the balance comes. There is a time when one has to receive the things that the one deserves. So there is justice, even if I believe in this world, the material world, the day-by-day life or day-by-day world that we live in is far away from fair and just. And the spiritual world is the one that is fair and just. Or at that place, or that time, that origin, one is going to be cleaned out and is going to be judged for the acts in the material, in the physical form. And I promised myself long ago that no matter what happens, I will never lose my soul. I will never lose anything that is dear to me. I will never do anything to disappoint God. And if I feel I do, and I did, of course. I'm not perfect. I did many mistakes. I speak bad sometimes. I even cursed at God a few times. I got very angry on him because it's very painful when my sensitive soul, when I know all the injustice that happens in the world, I get very, very upset. And it did happen 2 or 3 times where I had like a huge fight with God, and I was very angry at him, and I was very upset that a lot of injustice happen into the world, especially for children or any, almost like always the innocent ones or the vulnerable ones are the ones who are sacrificed for the evil intentions of others, and the world is a far cry from what is supposed to be. That's the honest truth, and it's difficult not to affect me. It's almost like one has to learn to deal with the reality of the world, which is very far from the way I imagined the world to be when I was a child. So almost like, knowledge I had to pay with some parts of my innocence. At the same time, nothing can be taken away from me, because my soul is pure, my soul is innocent, and my soul is whole. And that part is intact no matter what. So the spiritual journey or the spiritual path, my life path is 11, which is a higher calling, and I know it. And I don't say that to sound better. If one understands me, that's actually a quite difficult path that I have decided to somehow take upon me in this world, but I know it is for a greater good and for a wonderful reason, and I know I'm protected and loved by God very much, and he has given me not only beauty, but a very good and pure heart, a very good soul, a very beautiful mind as well, and I thank God for everything I have, for my beauty, for my intelligence, for my health, for my body, for my mind, for being able to learn, for being able to have all the qualities that I have, and even my non-qualities or my darker bad side, I 100% know that's actually gold, because that's the part of me that God loves as much, even if at times it's not the part that I easily accept when it comes to me, but it's necessary. That's what I hear. So what I would like to say is, if you are undertaking any type of artistic work, which I hope you do, no matter what it is. Even for me, for example, I grew up in Romania. My family was poor, not because my family was poor. We are not poor. We had land, and we still have land. But at that time, it was communistic era in Romania, and we really had nothing to eat, nothing. We didn't have toys. We almost had nothing, and we literally survived from my grandparents. They had a farm, and we were able to get food from there. There were really hard times, and even before, there were even more hard times for other people in different generations. And I've learned to be happy, having the simple joys, the beautiful joys in life, and I didn't grow up spoiled in any way. I have worked since a child. I have helped my grandparents for months and months, working the fields. We did a lot of work as children, which I'm very grateful for. And later on in my life too, of course, I decided to study because I wanted to be smart. I didn't want to be only beautiful. I wanted my children are proud of me, and I would say, I cannot ask my child to study at university if I didn't do it. So it was extremely important that my father is proud of me, my mother, my family, and my future children, or my future husband, that I have something to say. I did it. I've studied. I have something in my hand now. And of course, the reason was to improve myself. I felt, when I was 19, I felt like I don't know nothing. I'm stupid. I have to learn. And I went to university, and I had these amazing teachers, and I was so impressed by their knowledge. And actually, that time has really opened me to learning, and I'm doing that since 20 years, where I really love to learn. I don't think no one can understand in this world how much I love to learn. If I will have 1,000 years locked in a library or bibliothèque full with books, I will never get bored. I love reading. I love. I would love to know everything that ever existed, ever happened. I love knowledge. I live for knowledge. I really love knowledge. I love to experiment. I would love to have many lifetimes where I can learn different things, from chemistry to biology to different professions, different works, different avenues, jump from painting to chemistry. It doesn't matter. It's all knowledge. It's all the same valuable, the same beautiful. And writing books, of course, has to do with knowledge, has to do with history, with the past, with the future. At the same time, it's about creating stories. But my message today is that Paimon book is not a story. It's a very, very deep book that has been written almost by Paimon through me. It is his message to the world. And I'm not speaking only about this generation, I'm speaking about the future, and I'm very happy about the book. I have written different books, but this Paimon is just like, I just see like a gold medal first place. That's like my gold medal book. No matter whoever says whatever they say about any of my books or this book, Paimon is for me my golden book. There's no discussion. I'm very much connected to this book, and it is a very beautiful one, and has been a very beautiful experience. And I'm very happy that I have been brave enough to almost like climb over or open some doors that I was scared of and didn't know much about. And every time I have done that, I have been welcomed with beautiful experience, beautiful knowledge, and I'm very grateful. And I have learned not to be afraid anymore, touching subjects that other people call demonic, bad, or I've had many people who will argue with me and say that's not true, this doesn't exist, that's not possible, that's not proven, that's not scientifically accurate, that's not and well, the truth is that I didn't come into this world to see the flower for a botanical description, even if I love to read about that. I see the flower as the essence of life, and I am a poet. So that's the beauty of my soul. I can look and, feel the essence of a flower and understand the beautiful and the meaning that it does carry. And, I guess not everyone is born a poet. Not everyone has, has chosen this type of work. And we experience the world in the same time very differently, through different eyes, through different hearts, through different bodies. We are able to experience different things that we have chosen. As I've said, I don't judge anyone's life. Everyone has a different contract, a different life journey, a different path, and I respect and honor each one's decisions. But in this situation, it's almost like I have been the one, under the question, or on the hot seat, put by people which have told me magic is not real, many things are not real. I have to swallow and accept the cruel reality of the world, that that's all that it is. While I argue to believe that there are so many doors that still have to be opened, and I will be definitely one through my life that I'm going to open even other doors that have been closed. And I'm not doing this alone, and I'm not doing this for my egotistical, yes, I did it, I'm so good, I'm the best. No one is like me, that's so far away from who I am, that's so far away from who I am. This is all for a higher purpose and a higher calling, and it is a beautiful journey that I am discovering every day more and more, or I fall in love more and more with it. I almost that this pleasure, this happiness, the real world never has given me. And even if I had a few moments of true happiness in the world, as we all know, it is almost like immediately taken away. Maybe I will make a different recording about, there's such a big difference between the material and the spiritual. Even when I play music, as I've said, the the spirit loves music that is very brave, very different, that is very experimental. It's almost like no matter what you play, they will still find it beautiful. And as I've said, I didn't have musical training. My family didn't have the money or the knowledge. I didn't have musical instruments, and this I didn't allow me to stop me from creating music. And I love ancient sounds. I love being able to create music, just having 2 sticks in the hand, just having 2 stones, and I'm still able to create a sound. I love the idea of thousands and thousands of years ago how humans have created music, and those minimal or those first sounds that were ever created. Now, and there's always a sound of the metal. When I play my bell, I actually make the sound with my knuckles, with my fingers, which I'm able to move very fast, and I am creating while I am playing, so there is no note in that meaning that I'm following, and it's just a full harmony with the source and the music that comes through. And it is not for everyone. It's not supposed to be for everyone, no? At the same time, I love music. I love to listen to music. I think there are, people there who create just amazing music. I just want to say that my music is different. And it does say too, as I've said, the fact that I didn't learn music in that way, I didn't have musical instruments, or even now I don't have a lot of money to buy myself, I don't know what crazy sound system or some musical instruments, which of course I would love to have. That didn't stop me from creating music. And the same thing with drawing. I was laughing on myself, to myself. I was laughing on me when I tried to draw, because I would say I cannot draw, and if I tried, it was just not working out. And then one day I said, well, maybe exactly that's the thing. Maybe I'm extremely good in drawing, actually. And it is not something I'm not able to do. Maybe I am good at it. And I did start to draw, and I think my drawings are not bad. So it's almost like I do enjoy to jump over limits for myself, with myself, almost like I take myself and, do the little push that I have to do. I didn't have many people in my life who was like, yes, you can do it, or I'm so supportive, you're the best. And almost like I had to put that into myself many times. There was no one here to cheer me on, no one there to give the helping hand. I had to make the decision and give the trust into myself, and even give myself compliments, which maybe people think, oh, you speak so highly of yourself. Yeah, I speak too highly of myself. This is nothing. If I was to speak highly of myself, I will not speak. I will leave God to speak for me. I don't have to speak for myself. And I've had many strange reactions from humans, from people. To be honest, I love to love, and I do love people. It's not like I'm antisocial or anything. I've always tried through my life to have friends and be nice to everyone and respectful, but I just realized there are very, very few people who are able to give that back to me. So that was an interesting experience, but in the same time, it is meant for me to not be so much into the outer world, because my work is very much an inner work, work on myself, with myself, many times in silence, being by myself, with myself, in myself, and out of myself. So there's a lot of work that I have to do that is doesn't require humans or people, because it's not meant for them to be there where I am. And time flies very fast. I will do another recording because it's getting too long. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, I will still continue to speak on Paimon book and the different revelations or the different ideas that I would like to share with you. If you are interested in this subject, God bless you. I'm more than happy that you are listening to my recordings. I hope it was useful. I hope it was inspiring in some way or another. Wish you a lot of love, a lot of strength, inspiration, and until next time, bye.